What's up everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta. As you can see, we are entering the endgame and we're at the final boss aside from the epilogue. And we have confirmed that it is the Lumen Sage, the remaining Lumen Sage himself, Baldur.
What follows those living in the light is nothing but the profound, empty darkness born from the shadow that grows longer as they approach the brilliant radiance. To truly see, your eyes must be open to both light and dark. Don't you agree, my dear child?
Little one.
You've arrived, my dear, sweet Cereza. My, why the grim face, my dear? As a child, your smile was warmer than the sun.
So, you are the last of the Lumen Sages.
I am indeed. My name is Baldur, but if you so choose, you may address me as Father. There is much you have forgotten. It has been 500 years since we last met. If your memories were still intact, this would have been a much more emotional reconciliation.
How did you get the girl?
Where shall I begin? We, the Lumen Sages, and your Umbra Witches, have long been the overseers of history, each bearing witness with their own eye. This is how our universes existence was preserved. However, for 500 years, you have been exiled from the world's affairs. You are the left eye of the eyes of the world.
Could you dispense with the riddles and just tell me what these sodding eyes actually are?
Your years of slumber have caused you to forget many things, even as we stand on the verge of the resurrection of the Creator. The resurrection of Jubilees. There is but one way to return your epic of forgotten memories and open your eye of the Overseer. Your uncorrupted eye had to be exposed to the history it could not see. Your battles, your struggles, everything you've experienced in this town has been a stepping stone for your enlightenment. It has all been done for the left eye.
I've had enough of your philosophical pretensions. I won't ask again. Where did you get the girl?
Your question has been answered. All this has been done to awaken the left eye. For that, you had to see yourself once more.
You are truly beyond salvation, Sage.
Salvation. Such a curious word. I mark the path to salvation with light. However, no matter how brilliant that light grows, the darkness within the human heart grows even darker. Light, dark, and chaos between. 3 realities, once split, shall be brought together to create a new universe in the image of the old. To these ends, leading to the Festival of Resurrection 500 years ago, I fanned the flames of terror, spurring on the witch hunts. However, despite the people's belief in the return of Jubileus, the creator, the left eye was out of reach. Since then, I have devoted myself to this town's prosperity, and now it is time for my preparations to bear fruit. Jubileus will be resurrected. We will become the eyes of the world, and a new universe will take over.
I could never call the man behind this nightmare father.
Great speech, big guy.
Luca.
Getting a bit ahead of ourselves, aren't we, Mr. Big Shot Ithoval Executive? Salvation, light. You take this entrepreneurial philosophy a bit seriously, don't you? But it's all diarrhea of the mouth, if you ask me. History is littered with famous genocidal figures, just like you. Or, should I say, infamous genocidal figures.
You must be Luca, journalist extraordinaire. I must say, I'm truly impressed you've made it this far, child. Like father, like son, I suppose.
What?
Luca. Your father had problems with my philosophies. It's fine to investigate, but when malicious rumors start to spread, I must see to it that they come to a stop. For being kind enough to ascertain that my long-lost eraser was at the bottom of some lake, I granted him his final wish and accepted his permanent resignation.
You bastard!
You are of no use to me. However, I am not without dignity. I will allow you to die in the same manner as your father. Well, I guess my plan has gone right out the window. Such a shame that sacrifice had to be made. But if destiny is not fulfilled soon, this tragedy will be repeated ad nauseum. Speaking of tragedy, I suppose you've met Jean. While she sealed you away and kept you from trouble, after falling into our hands, she's been incredibly useful. Although her distinct lack of obedience required a bit of mental reprogramming. Her tragic end led you directly to me, just as planned. The time for awakening the left eye is soon. Fear not, my dear, sweet Cereza. not fear your fate. Stand tall, my child. Realize your true potential. Cereza, we are one, my child.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the final, well, not the final boss, the main antagonist of the entire game. We can finally put a face to the voice who we've been hearing throughout the entire game since the very first chapter, saying, "My dear sweet child." Liam O'Brien, of course, is voicing the character, and he was responsible for starting the witch hunts and for the death of Luca's father, Antonio Redgrave. And I have to admit that the first time I played this game, this was the point at which the plot completely lost me, where things get really messy and nuts. How do you, on your first playthrough, how do you even reconcile the huge information dump that they just lay out in that 11-minute long cutscene? And here, oh right, I think I left the... Crap, I can't even remember the name of that trinket on, for the accessory. It's the one that kind of enrages him a little bit. And you'll notice this is the only main boss fight where we do not have access to serious mode, or the first one we've seen. Father Baldur is shutting our serious mode down. And of course, this is crazy! Oh, this fight is so cool! Man, I don't even know what to talk about here. There's so much, and yet... Oh, man. I just want to appreciate this fight. It's so goddamn epic! So, let's see. We had the revelation that... the earlier revelation that Bayonetta is in fact Cereza, and Cereza was pulled from the past by Baldur into this timeline in order for her to see Bayonetta defeating all of the angels and for Bayonetta to recover her memories of being the left eye. And of course, that is a revelation in and of itself, that the eyes of the world are not physical objects, like we've been led to believe through this whole MacGuffin storyline that's been building since the beginning of the game. Baldur is the right eye of the world, and Bayonetta is the left eye. Now, on that topic, a gentleman by the name of Berto from the Platinum Games Community Forum made a really interesting point about how the eyes of the world tie into Japanese mythology. And I'm just going to quote him here. The eyes of the world are kind of interesting when compared to Japanese mythology. Izanagi created Amaterasu, the sun, from his left eye, or the sun god, I believe. And Tsukiyomi, moon, from his right. So here the orders are reversed, but... And I'm not quoting anymore. So the orders are reversed here, but... Since in this case Tsukiyomi would be the left eye Bayonetta, and Amaterasu, representing the sages, would be Baldur. also, since we're talking about inspiration and mythology, so this game draws a lot from Norse mythology. You know, the Jarlhorn, Aesir, Ithavoll. Baldur's name is the name of the god of light and of beauty in Norse mythology. So Cereza is Spanish for cherry, little fun fact. And in the cutscene, Baldur is watering a cherry blossom, which he then puts in Cereza's hair. And there's a sound effect going on in this fight that sounds a lot like a Wilhelm scream. Now, given what happened when Gamora came to attack Baldur, what do you think Scolopendra is going to do against him? Does he stand a chance? Nope. "1,200 gigatons of force was just enough to shatter the barrier. Scolopendra, though, he's not feeling so good right now." Oh man, never has such an effeminate villain been so cool. Everything about him, though, just inspires you to hate him. Wow, this phase is going really, really well. That is the astounding power of Durga.
Don't fuck with a witch.
This lipstick bullet, I hope you were paying attention to a much earlier cutscene that occurred between Luca and Bayonetta. I believe it was in the Crescent Valley. They do a close-up of this particular lipstick bullet. It's Chekhov's lipstick bullet. And it's foreshadowing this climactic moment.
I've got to give you credit, Bayonetta. You never cease to impress.
You haven't seen the half of it.
I've seen enough. Well, that about wraps it up, huh?
Not yet.
Mommy! Daddy!
No need to be afraid, little one. The nightmare is over. Everything was just a dream. You're a strong little girl. There is nothing you cannot overcome.
Mommy? Did you find it? what you were looking for?
Yes, I found it. So don't you worry anymore. You just keep your treasure safe too. Sweet dreams, little one. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words. When you love something, never lose it. Understand, little one? You must keep it safe, close to your heart. I'm not afraid anymore, Mummy. No matter what. There's nothing I cannot do.
Bayonetta! What's happening to you?
And now it is done. The right eye oversees the light. The left eye oversees the darkness. 2 eyes to oversee the world. It was never the woman known as Bayonetta that I set my sights upon. It was you as a child, Cereza, that I sought. For she was the one who saw the world through innocent eyes, and she was the one who could give rise to a new history. It was her energy that could awaken the left eye. This has all worked out splendidly. Let us begin, Cereza. The time is at hand. Now, the resurrection of Jubileus shall be completed. We are the eyes, overseeing the world. We are the eyes, overseeing a new era, a new reality, to which we will devote ourselves eternally. May Jubileus the Creator grace all of its creations.
Oh my god, everything's coming to a head. So, without further ado, I'm just going to close the episode out here. And the next episode will be the finale to the Bayonetta Let's Play, and it's going to be about an hour long. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.